It's going to look a little bit weird. An 8-second stream on my channel of me just starting stream and then immediately ending stream again. Whoa, okay. I'm feeling a bit rough today. Had some good ideas though as to what I want to do for the playtest. I think we should add hunger and thirst icons above the humans, so you can easily tell without having to toggle the bars if they are hungry or thirsty. And I'm not quite sure how. Maybe we hide them. Maybe we disable them when you toggle the bars. Otherwise, it's all going to be overlapping. Or we have to like move it up out the way of the bars, or move the bars up. Either way, whatever we move up is going to look like it's too far away from the character. So probably just hide them when you toggle the bars, and then you have like this kind of notification thing. What? Sorry, you have like this notification thing if you have the bars disabled, if they're hungry or thirsty, so you can actually easily tell. I think that's good. It's going to give people some idea of what's going on. And my other thought was we should probably pause the game when you open the help menu. I think you can pause the game and then open the help menu, or open the help menu and then pause the game. I think you can do that. Can you do that? But we should probably just make it like automatically pause the game, so that you don't have to think about pausing and then opening the help menu, or doing both. And that would, I guess, also mean that on Beginner Island, where the help menu is open by default at the start, the game would start paused as well, which is nice because it's time sensitive that you actually like get stuff done kind of quickly at the beginning. So it's not going to waste any of your time whilst you're reading that stuff. I think that's the main reason to do it. Let's see. So it's open by default, but the game is not paused. If I pause the game... Okay, if I pause the game, I can't open the help menu. But I can open the help menu, then pause the game. Okay. Yeah, it's... I'm gonna have to rewrite the whole UI code at some point anyway. But I do think we should at least have this in for the playtest. We're missing the drummer. The drummer isn't even on here. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Okay, well, that's another thing I've got to do. Should I do that first? It feels like they should be on there. Add drummer to help menu. Oh boy, okay. think if I literally set that to 16 instead of 32, literally just do that, it will move everything up by 16 pixels. And then I can... then I can... What am I doing? Add the drummer... Like ABC... We got like colors and stuff. Color that, okay, like that. Duplicate that. Color red. Drummer. Drum. Hey, if that works, that was fairly painless. I don't like working on this UI stuff here. It's often really bad because it's really bad. And until I rewrite that stuff, it's going to continue to be really bad. Yeah, there we go. That's cool. It looks a little bit jank that it's like that at the top. I might just remove that. Should I just remove that? Should I just remove that for the... I mean, I have a toggle for it. What is it? Not that one. Not that one. I think it's that one. Yeah, I could just set that to... See, the thing is, then I would need to move this bar up by 16 pixels. Nope, more than that. 48 pixels, I guess. Unless we probably still need to press F1 for help, otherwise how's anyone supposed to know that? Okay, anyway, we got... Okay, it's whatever. I'll probably leave it. It's good. It's kind of good that it's... Oh my god. Okay, what? Okay, interesting. State hidden. Well, it doesn't have that. Moose step line 375. Moose cannot be hidden. So we're still going to be ironing out stuff with the moose for a while. Step 375. What is it? What's going on? Oh, makes sense, right? Gotcha. So I think the hunters can hunt the moose already, because they can just hunt any prey animal. But, see, the thing is, the moose can be aggressive. And so we need to get them on the nearest threat tracker, because they could potentially be a threat. Which means they're going to be on everybody's nearest threat tracker. Which means we're actually going to stop doing the regular prey scanning that we do specifically for hunters, because now everybody needs to scan that stuff, which is going to be really bad for performance. But there's not really much I can do about that. Or we could have... it's true, we could have like an aggressive moose map. And we could just put the moose on that map. It doesn't really make much... No, it does make a big difference actually, because... if they're scanning through all of the prey animals. Yeah, see, that's probably what we should do, actually. We're gonna need... If I'm gonna do that for the moose, then I might as well do it for the bears as well. This is turning into a big job. I didn't, foresee this. The fact that we would have aggressive prey animals and what that would mean. Yeah. What did I just do here? Nothing. I gotta remove that. Yep. Okay. And that one. They don't do this either. Why do they still have this? Why do they still have this? How do they get out of this state? Oh, I believe the mother itself removes them from that state when it hides them. So actually we would need to, this would be another state that these guys just wouldn't have, basically. Right. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, well I did that little UI update. Might as well push to the repository before we move on to the next thing. Okay, added drama to help menu, removed hidden states from moose object. Good, okay, and then take a look at my notes. Test whether to, okay, update trackers in defending and fleeing state to use maps. That's, well, we kind of did all that stuff yesterday. It's just a case of copying the new code into those states. I guess I should do that first. Yeah. We're gonna need like this change. It really, it's gonna change how things work quite a lot. The thing is, oh, okay, we put them all on the same. What if we just had like a threats map? Threats map? I think that's the best way of doing it, actually. We have one universal map of anything that's a threat, and it can have either predators or prey animals on that map, just so long as they're actually a threat. That is how we absolutely limit the number of instances that we need to scan. And we don't, so we're not like scanning all of the moose to check whether they're provoked or not. Yeah, that's how we should do it. Okay. Okay, and it keeps the amount of code to a minimum basically as well, so it's more manageable to work on it. Otherwise, you're gonna have like a section, like you're gonna have like a aggressive bears map and a aggressive moose map, and then it's going to pile up and up and up. We just need a threats map. Threat map? Threats map? Threat map sounds better. Okay. It's already much better, because when we're scanning through all of the predators right now, we're even scanning through the foxes and just telling it like, oh, that's a fox, ignore that. But we're still scanning them. But if we just don't put foxes on the threat map, we don't do that. It's brilliant. It's excellent. Okay. In a way, I think we might actually come away from this with a small performance increase as opposed to a significant performance decrease. So that's definitely the way to go. And then, well, seeing as I'm going to duplicate the code, I should make the changes first and then duplicate the code. Would be better if we didn't have duplicate code, but hey. Okay. Right. Okay. Threat map. Might need to open a couple of windows downstairs. I'm just trying not to open this one because the street noise is distracting. I'll be right back. Okay, threat map. Here we go. Close everything. Start from the beginning. We're still going to have a moose map because we use that for other stuff. We would still have a bear map. We still use that for other stuff. When we do need to scan through all the moose or all the bears. But so basically I think the should we just keep them? Threat map's gonna have to have a key as well. It's gonna have to use keys. That's a little bit more tricky. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Need like a threats counter. Got my instance count. Need like a threat count. So the wolves, which are always a threat, just need to go on there when they're created. The foxes, which are never a threat, don't go on there at all. The bears and moose need to go on there when they're provoked and get removed when they're unprovoked. And then we need to reset. Maybe I should do the cleanup first. That's good practice, isn't it? Threat map. That gets zeroed out when this object is created, so no worries there. But on level transition, what have we got? Whoa. I am zeroing these out on level transition. That makes sense because controller object persists between rooms. Yeah, it persists between rooms unless we're specifically destroying it ourselves. Okay. So that's all of our cleanup, I think. Loading. Okay, load. I'm just thinking now, if you save and load the game, we gotta load everything back onto the threat map. If it was provoked, or just like if it should be there. Oh man. Right. I feel like I have some kind of load maps or something. Do we have that? Gift maps. Gift maps, gotcha. So we need like load threat map as well. Okay, I'll do that at the end, I think, once we've got the basic functionality down. What? Why would the deer care about the guards? The guards are never going to attack the deer. They're not a threat to the deer. The only thing that's a threat to the deer... See, I'm realizing now, like... Because we have a hunter's map. We have a hunter map with only the hunters on it. They don't need to be scanning through all the humans. They literally only need to worry about... Currently we're scanning through all the humans and asking, like, is this a hunter or a guard? Why don't we just scan through the hunters? That would make a lot more sense. And then we've got the predators, though. And the predators... It's only the ones that can hunt that we're worried about, or can hunt this type of animal specifically. If you want to take it a step further, it's only the ones that are actively hunting that we're actually worried about, even. So we could have a hunting map, which we add animals to when they're hunting, and remove them from when they stop hunting, and that way we would be radically optimizing this. Wow, it's I just keep making more work for myself to do, don't I? I should be fired. I should be fired. Okay. So that would be interesting. Hunting map. See, the problem with that is that it's not universal. A fox could be hunting, but only the rabbits. It only hunts rabbits. The deer wouldn't need to worry about that. The moose wouldn't need to worry about that. So there's some... there might be some potential to this idea, certainly, but... I'd have to figure out the nuances. Okay, well, this works for now. If I can, well, I mean, see, this is the thing. It's like hunt, stalk, harvesting, defend. Why do we care about defend and attack? Probably because this code was just copy pasted from somewhere else. These guys are literally only ever worried about human hunters. So I don't need to rename the variables. I suppose I could do it quite quickly with a find and replace. Actually, so maybe I can. Hunter check and current hunter. right? And then this would be global dot hunter map hunter map. And we could completely get rid of this and these two. No, not what? Defend? Are we worried about that? No, because they're not. Well, I mean, they should probably still run up. They probably should still run away from a hunter that's like in the defending state and shooting at stuff. I suppose that's the thing. Is like, it's like, hold on. Do we want the animals to run away from guards that are attacking things? That's basically it. We do have a guard map as well, though, so we could loop through just hunters and guards specifically instead of all the humans, and that's what the maps are for. So, would make a lot of sense. Would make a lot of sense. Human check. Okay, so I think basically, yes, that behavior does make sense. So we're probably going to do that. Okay. This is going to considerably improve performance. Not only that, but like response time as well. Oh, and then, well, do they actually have that? Yes. So then I would need to go in here and do these ones as well. So that these use maps in the same way that this does. Okay, I feel like, okay, there should be sort of a, I mean, I think this would make possibly the biggest difference to performance actually, because there are so many more deer than there are humans. So maybe this is the priority. I mean, it seems to be what I'm naturally leaning towards anyway. But currently we have no functionality with the moose. Okay, so maybe doing the threat map first is the number one priority. Okay, I'll write this down then. What are we calling? What is this? So I update animal trackers to use update. Yeah, animal trackers to use hunter and guard maps. That's it. That basically covers it, right? Okay, and then, So, back to the humans. for now. And we're going to do this threat map thing. So I'm wondering, do we literally just swap this out? Oh, first let's get everything on the threat map that needs to be on the threat map and remove it from the threat map when it needs to be removed from the threat map. Yes, that should be the first step. So we're gonna have like a threat key, I guess. Threat key. String instant, what is it? Threat count. Threat count. Add threat map. Threat key ID. So the wolves, we just put, we put them straight on the threat map as soon as they spawn because they're always a threat. Some stuff, like the bears, is only a threat if it's been provoked. Which means I'm going to have to build something into the spawn system as well. I should write that down. Seems like something that could easily get forgotten. Add provoked animals to threat map on spawn. The thing that does the provoking is the hunters shooting at them. We want to just do it then, rather than having something in the bear code that is like constantly checking, am I provoked? Do I need to be on the threat map? That's less efficient, so... Stalking would be one of them. Because we changed this recently. It used to be that the animal would be provoked when the arrow hits it. But now the animal is provoked when somebody shoots at it, even if they miss, because that makes more sense, right? So right here, well, we gotta set this stuff up in here to begin with. I'll do it for the foxes as well, because there'll be other animals based on this code later which will need it, even though they don't need it. Oh god, what? Jesus Christ, the seagulls are trying to get in the window. There's this one seagull that I saw the other day. It came back today and it was like tapping on the window and looking at me. I don't know what it wants. I'm thinking like, I can't bring you inside. You can't live in here, you know. I can't domesticate it. It's not going to be able to return to the wild if it's hanging out with me programming all day, you know. It'll become a degenerate seagull. Okay, predator key. Literally just... Well, the thing with this is that I'm actually going to wind up giving them a threat key and incrementing the threat count for no reason. Well, maybe we just don't do it, actually, and I just have to remember to do it later if I need to. Okay, yeah, I'm just... Okay, I do like having the thing in the name, like the type of thing it is. It does help. Wasn't so bad in the beginning, but now it's getting to a point where that's actually really useful. Not everything is like that, but going forwards, like the next game or whatever the next project, I would probably do that for everything. Oh, what about cleanup? Always do cleanup at the same time, right? Delete. What happens if you try and delete something from a map that's not actually on the map? As long as something else doesn't have the same key. What does the manual say about that? I don't know what happens if you try and delete something on a map that doesn't actually exist. Because some of them... Well, I guess we just... What do? We just check that it's on the map first and then try and delete it. I don't know. These guys are guaranteed to be on there. I'm just thinking about the bears and the moose. I'm just going to set the key, but not add it in this case. And then clean it up if it's on there. Right, okay. So back to this. If target is provocable, let's copy that, I guess. I just do a with target to make this a bit easier. Threat map, threat key ID. It's literally just that, isn't it? We provoke it, put it on the threat map. And that works universally, as long as they have a threat key. And then we just need to remove them from the threat map when they become unprovoked. Or if they die, I suppose. In this case, it's a thing where we actually... Oh, so we don't want to do that on cleanup, even. Or do we? No, because I think we clear the map. It's like if they're destroyed for any other reason besides having died, we'll have something else cleaning up the maps. Basically destroying the maps completely, I think. No. Clearing them? Destroying them? either clearing or destroying them. Clearing them if we're changing levels. Right. We better be clearing them. we better be. Yeah. Right. No, those are lists. Where are the maps? Yeah. Okay, we're good. So we don't actually need to do that on cleanup. We need to do that on death and also on when they actually are no longer provoked. When they're no longer provoked, we know that they were provoked, so we can kind of guarantee that they were on the map, but we might still want to do that check anyway. I'm not even sure why we do this anymore. Because the maps just get cleared on level transition anyway. Huh. So the way that it's set up right now, we would still be scanning over the dead wolves. Interesting. So it might be better to do all of this stuff in the death code instead. Okay. It would remove them from the map sooner, prevent the unnecessary scanning of dead wolves or harvested wolves. There's no reason to do that, I don't think. Stop dots. 50 fucking DKP minus. I was gonna say, why do I keep finding optimizations? It's because my code is terrible. Of course you're gonna find optimizations. But it's like, as the sphere of awareness expands, so too does the surface area of ignorance. Or something like that. Okay. Okay. Maybe I should just add it to the foxes. I mean, it's not gonna cause any issues, is it? Threat key. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. We should be good now. Okay, I think we're done. I mean, it's fine. It's fine for now. It's fine for now. Okay, so we're creating the maps. We're adding them to the maps. We're removing them from the maps. No, we're not. Okay, we've still got to do this. Stay asleep. What the hell even is this? Thought it was in here. Maybe we do it like when they enter the state, actually. But it could be, actually. It could be. It would be more efficient, so maybe we did it that way. There it is, dude. There it is. I mean, sure, yeah, sure. No need to actually check. Overriding a variable is faster than checking whether we should override it or not, as long as we can just override it. Fine. I don't know why we would even need to do this bit, because they're already going to be provoked, and we're just not going to unprovoke them. So that's actually completely pointless. Right. Why are we doing that? I don't know. I have no idea. No idea. But also it means we should add them to the threat map when they give birth, because they become provoked when they have cubs. Okay. Add them to the threat map. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So that's actually built into hibernation with the bears, because they give birth during hibernation. And then provoked becomes true. If pregnant equals true, blah, 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 blah. Put it there. Let's put it there. Threat key. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do. God damn it. Oh, because it's not even here, is it? That's the whole point. This one. Hibernating. Threat key. Okay, so we put them on the threat map if they emerge from hibernation with cubs. We put them on the threat map if we shoot at them. We remove them from the threat map upon death. And we should also add them to the threat map in the spawn system if they have cubs on spawn, which they have a 75% chance of doing. Boom. Spawned bear .id. Spawned bear .threat key. Because I'm not doing this in a with for God knows what reason. Okay. And I'm here now. Might as well do that for the moose as well. Hey, look at that. I'm actually using a temporary variable. That's smart. It's not as smart as using a with. A with plus a temporary variable. That'd probably be the way to go. Boom. Okay, threat level 0. What? Oh, for the okay, for those guys. And then what about what about the moose itself? What about the threat level of the moose? Oh, because bears just always have a high threat level. And we can actually... I think we can actually do the same for the moose, because now we don't actually need to adjust the threat level based on whether they're an adult or not, because they will only be on the threats map if they're a threat. So they would just be ignored the rest of the time. Yeah, this is the thing I was trying to figure out before, is like, are the other animals also going to use the threat map? I think so. But the humans wouldn't be on it. But that's fine, we can check multiple maps. We already are. I think, ideally we would want to do that because it would be more efficient. But I think it's fine. I think that's fine. So we no longer need to differentiate threat level for adults and juveniles. So when a bear is spawned, it's just going to have a threat level of bear threat level, which it does already, actually. I think the moose might be the only one where it's different. Nope, apparently that's also moose threat level, which is what by default. Definitions. Hey, Dotyan, how's it going? I've never heard of a GodSIM. Wow, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, it's a ColonySIM where you play as a god and perform miracles. In this case, to help a tribe of humans survive. That's what it's all about. Moose. The moose is loose. I can't even... Threat level 2. Okay. Everything's fine. Everything's under control. Makes a change. And then... yeah, down here somewhere... Forget about this. Forget about it. Is that... what? Have I... wait. No, I don't think I'm doing that on the bare object. Am I? Wrong event. This one. No, I am. I'm doing it for no reason. Okay, we don't need to do that. There's even less reason to do it now, but there was already no reason to do that. Okay, where am I at? What am I doing? We've just added them to the threat map on spawn, if they should be on there, if they're provoked, because they have cubs or calves or whatever it may be. Threat levels, why have we got this still? We don't need that. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Right. They're on the map. Nope, one more thing. One more. So we've done the human stalking state for if they're hunting, but the defending state for if they're defending. We gotta do the same thing. Should have probably copied it. State stalk. Grab this. Copy. Oh, the amount of duplicate code is still really bad. I've tried to start using functions more to avoid it, but oh, there would be so much refactoring to do to eliminate all of the duplicate code that I'll just do, you know, what I can really. What even is this? What am I even looking at? Where am I? Sweet Jesus, where? Oh, I probably didn't put it in here because I was like, oh, if they're defending themselves from something, then it's already provoked. And so, but now we have creatures. No, it would still already be provoked. Okay, so that we don't need that in here. Because if you shoot at a moose and provoke it and it starts attacking you and then you try and defend yourself, that's on you, buddy. You provoked that moose. And it's provoked. Oh, it's provoked. It's highly provoked. Okay, yeah, tidying up. Here we go. Okay, so we're on the threat map. And we're also off the threat map. Wait, no, that's the thing, isn't it? The moose is loose. Sleep? No, it's going to be in the state conditions. Oh, okay, they don't even, right, because this was based on the deer code, and the deer would never be provoked because they're non-aggressive creatures. So, wrong one. Head over to this one and grab this. DS list empty calves provoked equals false and remove it from the threat map. Oh boy. Okay. Is that it? As long as we're doing it upon death, I believe I already did all of that. That's not what I wanted. In step. I think I did all of those, didn't I? So we're good. We're getting them on the maps when they need to be on the maps. We're removing them from the maps when we need to get them off the maps. And now we can use the maps to scan them, to track them. Right? Because currently we're scanning through all of the predators, or just all of them, and we're doing all this crazy stuff like, well, it's ignore it if it's a fox, though. But if ignore it if it's a bear, unless it's a provoked bear. You know, all this extra stuff. Whereas now we can just look at the threats, which we can guarantee are a threat, because that's why they're on the threat map. Brilliant. So really, predator check would now become threat check, and current pred would be current threat. If we want to keep our variables with sort of good names. Predator check. It's a bit generic, but it is what it is. I mean, that's what it is. This whole thing is trying to determine the nearest threat. It's funny, we're getting dangerously close to removing the middleman or something, it feels like. I don't know, we're going to call it threat check, I suppose. Or do we keep it? Do we call it this? No, because it's inaccurate now, because there could be aggressive prey animals on the thing, on the map as well. It's not just predators anymore. Threat check. It is. Threat check it is. So, predator check, threat check, replace all. God, I hate doing replace all, it's scary. And then back up here, sweet jeebus. Oh my god, current pred becomes current threat. Check. Check. Okay, okay, hopefully we got away with that. Oh my god, wait. Oh my god. Okay, there's a bunch of other places. Oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Holy moly. I seem to be doing optimization right now. I'm trying to get a build ready for a Steam playtest at the end of the month. And at the minute I seem to be doing optimization, which is a byproduct of adding moose to the game, and we needed to update the trackers and stuff to track the moose, and then in the process I realized there's like a whole better way that we could be doing this that's way more efficient, because if we were sticking with how it was done before, they would have had to track so much more stuff that it would have had a negative impact on performance, but by doing this we might actually come away with a performance gain, a performance increase, if you will. Thank you, thank you. Oh boy, okay, so yeah, I've just absolutely okay, so now there's like a bunch of other, because whenever like a predator dies, it checks, am I on somebody's nearest predator tracker? Do I need to, and now that's called something else. Is it? No. Nope. We're good. We're good. It's fine. That's still called the same thing, isn't it? One day, I should actually rename that to nearest threat, not nearest predator. For all the other animals, it's called nearest threat. For the humans, it's called nearest predator, because it just goes way back to like a way old build where I wrote it like that before everything changed. So, where am I? What am I doing now? It's a good question. Okay, we continue updating this now. So this no longer checks the predator's map, it checks the threat map. Threat map. Threat map. And threat map. Okay. Time are we on? Jesus Christ, I gotta work out today. Ooh. Threat, okay, that's fine. And then, right, so now we're looking at the threat map instead of the predator map. So now we know that it's just threats on this map. So we don't even need to check if it's provoked or if it's a fox. It's just not going to be on there if it's a fox, etc., etc. Inside, on fire, adult. We don't even need to check if it's an adult. It's not going to be on there if it's not an adult because non-adults can't be provoked. It's brilliant. There we go. So we do that, and then same for this one. Current threat, yeah. And how does this help exactly? I have no idea. Oh, yeah, right. So if we just remove, basically we will remove this thing here. Right? No. Maybe. Yes. Well, no, it's still only the hunters that actually care about this. And this one is all, okay, so that's nothing really changes besides this. We get rid of that. Inside adult, we get rid of that. Boom. All right. Is that it? It can't be that simple. No, I refuse to believe it. I'm missing something. I have to be. Right? So we just have all the threats on the threat map now, and then all of the humans, when they're looking for threats, they just look at that map and they figure out the nearest threat. That might actually be it. Okay, right now I understand it now. The thing with the animals is that they could be hunted by something that is not provoked and thus is not actually on the threat map. So the animals, this is like the thing I was saying before about if we had a hunting map and we just put animals on the hunting map that are hunting. Because those are the only ones they really need to worry about, right? That's how you would optimize that. But I was saying there was something about it that's a bit more complicated than that. What is it? I don't know. Can't remember. Did I write it down? I don't think so. No, I just wrote down about the idea of doing a hunting map in the same way that we just did a threat map. We have to load the threat map. We have to add provoked animals to the threat map on spawn. I did that. We have to, okay, now we need to worry about loading everything back onto the threat map when you load a save. Otherwise everything is going to go completely wrong. Okay. Loading. So we have this load gift maps. We can duplicate that and do load threat maps. And then call this load threat maps. Threat map singular. I think it's literally just get rid of this. I think it's literally just like provoked equals true. The problem is we're gonna. Well, maybe there's a way. We'll see. I have to look at how everything else is structured, the architecture of the code, and then we do threat map, threat key. ID, that's it, right? I believe so. And then we just need to load gift maps. Just find where that actually is used. Load states. So specifically, we only run that on humans. Okay, so that's nice. So we only run this function load threat map on animals that could possibly be on the threat map. That's nice. We're not running it when we don't need to. Bears can be on the threat map. Wolves are definitely on the threat map. Deer, no. What about the moose? I haven't updated the... Oh yeah, right, that's right. I haven't updated the save load system to save and load moose yet. I haven't done any of that. We might as well do this bit while I'm here, I suppose. Is there some particular order that I've been generally doing this in? No idea. Let's just put it in between these two. Why not? That's the order it appears in the browser. Threat map. Yeah, it is completely insane. Every time I add a new creature to the game, I have to like go through and add it to all this bullshit. It is what it is, dude. It's called game development. It should be avoided at all costs. Bad for the health. Okay. Right, where am I? I'm resetting. I'm getting my bearings straight. We're loading the threat map now even. That's great. Do we just test it? Do we just see if it works? Seems like it would be a good idea before moving on to anything else. So, sure. Let's go for a new game. Basically, can the humans still fight? Can they still run away from stuff? If so, then the threat map is probably working as intended. Specifically, probably the most important ones to look at, well... probably the most important thing is the general functionality of it. Okay, it crashed. Is undefined predator check. Still got that in there somewhere. Where is that? Trackers update. Oh. Right. Forgot about that. Yeah, there's a whole other like script that updates the trackers that I need to update. Trackers. What about trackers clear? Is there anything that needs to change on there? It's like predator check is now called threat check. God, I hate renaming variables, dude. It's a nightmare. And then there was predator check, and then there was current predator. Is that not? Is that? It doesn't seem like those are in here. Right, we don't need to worry about those. Gets overwritten anyway, I think, so no worries. These ones, predator check is now... I'm so hungry, dude. It's unbelievable. I can't even... I have to work out. I'm so hungry. I just want to eat. Threat check. Replace all, and then current threat, current pred becomes current threat. That should be it, right? We should be good. Hope so. Okay. So what this basically does is, instead of scanning all of the animals on the entire map to figure out if any of them are a threat, we're only scanning the ones that we know are a threat. We essentially just have a list of the animals that are a threat. We just need to scan that list to figure out which one's the closest, or whatever. The closest one that's not on fire, or, you know. And it crashed again. This is something to do with moose, state not equal. Oh, yeah. There's more references to states that no longer exist. Step 2, line 21. I think this still exists, right? Yeah, they do that. Just look for anything with like hidden. So there it is again. Sunklin. Sunklin the teat. Okay, that one's fine. Stay hidden. Any references to this anywhere? Hidden. Nothing. State hidden. Nothing. Good. Okay, what about state conditions? Nothing. Great. Okay, we should be clear. Sector clear. It's a good sign. It's a good sign that I'm looking at my code and I'm like, hey, there's a better way to do this. There's definitely a more efficient way to do this. It means I'm learning. And it crashed again. Moose conditions, not set, follow mother. Oh my god, I forgot about that one. You son of a bitch. I'm in. Not the human. You know what they say, 7th time's the charm. Okay. Oh, okay, we made it like a second and then it crashed. What is it now? Herd, more references to herd within the moose are not, they don't live in herds. I haven't stripped out all the herd code. Moose conditions, line 101. Okay, we should just go through and look at any references for herd, to herd. Scripts. 101. What is it? Instances of what is this? Migrating deer? No, absolutely not. Get out of here with that shit. What is this? Flee from predator. Oh my god. Nearby prey, that's all fine. Is it literally just this bit? I think so. What does it say? Variable not set before reading it? Yeah, I completely removed the herd variable then, I suppose. Okay. Yeah, we just totally removed that, and that's fine. And then just... Oh, it's here again. What is this? Ah, it's the local one. Right. And any reference to herd that we can find anywhere in here or in the moose object. Herd. Literally one just commented out. Herd. Oh, this says something about herds, but wait, that no, nearest. Okay, nearest mature bull of a different herd with a. It's just literally just comments, but oh, nearest mature bull herds not equal. Yeah, they don't have herds. They're not in herds. Okay, that's it for this one. Herd. There's bound to be something in the death code, no? What? Did I already remove that, or what? Maybe it's handled elsewhere, I'm not sure. Interesting. Yeah, looking good, looking good. My neighbor is so funny, they like slam their door every time. They're well odd. They're well odd. Every time they come in or out. Alright. Okay, no. Alright, is it gonna crash? See, I don't think that last time was the 7th time, so, you know, it wasn't the charm, obviously. The idea is that I have these 6 major archetypes for all the creatures, right? And then all the other creatures are going to be based on those, so there's not going to be as much to do for all of the new creatures that I add to the game, hopefully, going forwards, now that I've got the 6 major archetypes down. Jesus Christ, these guys are freaking out. I think maybe they're running away from the bears? I'm not really sure what they're doing. Huh. Well, it's not crashing, that's something at least. Assuming the deer are just migrating. I don't know what's going on with the moose though. You gotta use your imagination a bit. We still don't have sprites for these creatures. This is a moose. Okay, I'm not sure why they're like running around all over the place. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. I should just run in test mode, and because I'm actually testing. That would make sense. It's an easy, quick and easy way of testing it without me actually having to play the game. We basically just need to see if combat still works. Will the humans still run away from stuff? Will they still attack stuff? Will they still defend themselves? All of that. How's my FPS looking? Well, I'm running in virtual machine anyway, so it's not going to be looking good. I don't know, I won't really get a true idea of how this has affected performance until I compile with YYC. Alright, here we go. So this is test mode. We got 1 hunter, 3 guards, 2 shaman, 3 guards, that's good. We should have more hunters than this though. 3 carpenters is good. We don't need 5 water bearers, the stream's right there. We probably only need like 1. Get this drummer on this side of camp, like near the stream. Perfect. Doesn't even need to be that close, I don't think. Yeah, get some extra hunters on the go. Where's the campfire? There it is. Which one's the store? This, I think it's this one. I'm going to move the campfire a bit closer over here. There we go, there's my hunters. Alright, so we just kind of need to wait for like some combat to happen. Oh my god, oh god, my frame rate is tanking, dude. It might be something to do with the moose constantly freaking out. Because they're just doing a lot of pathing, I suppose. This bear has cubs, so that bear is aggressive. Or it will be. Obviously there's the wolves. We have 3... So now that we've got the moose in, I might actually be able to reduce the number of wolf dens down from 3 to 2. Because the moose can be aggressive as well and can like provide a bit of combat. Or we might stay at 3. We might stay at 3. I do like 3 wolf dens. It's just if it gets too crazy, we might remove one of them. Where are my hunters? What are they doing? I've lost them. They're blending in. They're camouflaged. God, my frame rate is really bad. That is concerning. Well, I suppose I did add 10 moose. That is 10 more creatures than we had, plus those wolves being back in. I'm so used to compiling with YYC now as well. It makes a big difference. There's my little hunting party. They're just scaring everything off. The most ineffective hunters in the world. Yeah, there is kind of like... Actually, did I change that? I can't remember now. I think I made it for the animals. I might have made it like for the hunters as well, where they inherit the stealth check of the like lead hunter essentially. So one of them will spot an animal and try and sneak up on it, right? And then all of the others just inherit the stealth check from that one. So it's like a group stealth check. I can't remember if we're doing that with the humans. That's how we're doing that with the other animals now. Yeah, they're just like everything is freaking out. It's like running around the map like crazy. I'm not quite sure. It didn't used to be this bad. So I don't really know what's going on. But yeah, because it would have like diminishing returns, right? The larger the hunting party, the more stealth checks they would have to make, the more likely it is that one of them fails their stealth check, right? So it would be like, you know, more hunters would be good up to a point, and then they would just be like so unstealthy that it wouldn't be worth having any more. But I think I might have changed it now. I can't even remember the rules of my own damn game. There's too much stuff to remember. All I really want to see is some freaking combat. Should I just throw somebody in a wolf den? That's... Here we have a willing sacrifice. This guy volunteered. Go. Hey, well, he's running away from them, and they're attacking him. That's a good sign. So if he can run away from them, that probably means the guards can attack them, and the hunters can shoot them or run away from them, and all that. So I think we're probably good. Oh my god, look, the wolves are fighting this bear. I think they regretted that decision. But the bear is now, like, right in their den, so... Oof, that's not good for them. Okay, the The guard indeed is attacking these wolves here when I put it near them. The guards have no threat assessment. They have no sense of self-preservation. They will just... What is this? I don't know what this wolf is doing. Is it chasing this moose? Nah, surely not. Okay, but the bear is like fucking these guys up. That is a bit of a problem when the bear is just like camping a wolf den. Yeah. Yeah, because it will just kill him off. It's gonna kill this one now. Oh, it's starting to rain. Why is... Oh, that was weird. The wolf was like, I'm gonna attack this bear, and then it was like, wait a minute, what am I thinking? Oh, well, that was a very unusual behavior. I wouldn't have thought it would have done that. Okay, well everything seems to be working. I'm not quite sure why my moose are like constantly running around like crazy. I don't actually know what's going on with them. What's going on with the moose? The moose really is loose. Is it because that would explain it. Because I removed this stuff. Why did I do that? I don't know. So they're basically freaked out by all of the humans. Right? Yeah, pretty much. Why is that? It's not how the deer code is, surely not. Couldn't be. Because the deer would all be freaking out as well. Yeah. So we should just put this back to like how it was, basically. For now. Well, forever, probably. This probably isn't going to change. I had this idea, you know, about the hunting map or something. We can't really do it, and I keep forgetting why we can't do it, but I know we can't do it. Oh yeah, because... Well, no. Oh, you could do a hunting map. You could do a hunting map, yeah. There's nothing to do. Yeah, if you make a separate map, that's like, you just put anybody that's hunting, whether they're an animal or a human, on that map, and then use that map for... Well, yeah, but... For the prey animals specifically. In conjunction with the threat map for the ones that can fight, like the combat ones. So the moose, the rabbit and the deer would just check the hunting map for anything that might be hunting, and then they will run away from it if they see it. The moose would run the threat map and the hunting map so that it runs away from anything that's hunting or anything that's like potentially going to attack it, right? Is that how it works? But then, wait, let's look at this. I'm assuming it's probably still... Yeah, it's still doing this even if it's unprovoked. Oh, I just got to figure it out. I think it might be possible. I've just got to figure out how we're going to do it. suppose the one inefficiency there is that something could be on both maps. It wouldn't break it or anything, but it would scan the same instance twice if it was both provoked and hunting, for example. Anyway, let's just fix this to begin with. That's probably going to help considerably. Yeah, I don't know. I removed this because I was I was thinking like, oh, we're gonna do something, and then I was like, whoa, don't do that. But then I forgot to put this back. Right. Unstalk, harvesting, defend, attack. It's human specifically. I was wondering why that doesn't cause any issues. What is this? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, no, yeah. Right. And okay. So how do we do that with the bears then? Is it? Oh, maybe it's like built into the state conditions actually. Yeah, okay, that's okay. Gotcha. Right, because I'm not thinking the moose needs to be able to attack as well. Any human when they're provoked. That's how we put that in here. Interesting. But I was thinking like can we not just completely disable that tracker when they're unprovoked? Maybe. But we would have to do a bunch of stuff so that we don't break it. Because if we just disable the tracker without clearing it, when we try and re-enable it again, it could get stuck. Okay. Have I done any? I know I did that for the. Did I do that for everything yesterday or just the humans? I don't know. I'm doing too many things at once. Let's just do this. Oh, the stealth check in there? I mean, maybe the stealth check should be in there. It is in there. Oh, it's my bad. So it is supposed to be like this, but what it is like the unprovoked moose, which can't attack anything, are like constantly running away from the humans. Any human. I guess they should only be able to flee if provoked as well, just like the same as attacking. That's not the case for the bears. Huh. So, what is it, a threat level thing then? moose... I don't think the moose can attack tents. Not yet, anyway. Don't know if we're ever going to implement that, really. Seems... I don't know. It just seems odd that the moose would be attacking the tents. I mean, it kind of makes sense if they're provoked and there's humans inside the tent. Maybe they would attack it? Probably they would. Probably they would, actually, right? Wait. Oh, that's already there. What am I looking at? What is any of this? Oh, boy. Okay, fleeing. They have no threat assessment. Right, that's okay. There's no threat assessment. Gotcha. They need threat assessment. That's what it is. That's fine. I think it's fine. Right, we're doing this the same way as the bear now, and then let's grab. Right, because like moose has a threat level of 2. Humans by default have a threat level of 0. Guards have a threat level of 1. Hunters have a threat level of 1. Right, so they won't be like constantly fleeing from humans with a threat level of 0. They would only flee if there was like a bunch of guards or a bunch of hunters or something. Basically. So we just lift this from here. Okay. Yeah, they just don't have any attack tents code. Threat level in there now. Threat level in here as well now. Okay. I mean, maybe it should be in this one as well. Probably. I mean, we don't. Well, it would depend if they're provoked. I don't know. Like that, okay. That should reduce the amount that the moose are like fleeing around the map. They're not just going to flee from anything. They're going to flee specifically from things they perceive as a threat. Yeah. Okay. So the moose should be a lot more chill now. They're still fleeing a bit. Why is that? Yeah, maybe they should only... I mean, I noticed that they count all bears as threats, not just provoked bears. That's one thing. And maybe they should only flee if provoked as well? No, it doesn't really make sense. Okay, when the wolves attack, do they provoke? Because if they do, I definitely didn't fix that up. Yes, okay, it's still on the old method. It should be like target.provocable equals true. And then add them to the list, the map. Again, it's a case where I don't think they could attack something that isn't already provoked. Right. Pretty much, so... But now they can hunt moose and provoke them. Possible that it actually shouldn't be on hit. Right, it makes more sense, doesn't it? if it's provocable, then they should provoke it as soon as they pounce. Right. Okay. What was I doing? I have no idea. I get the moose to stop fleeing from everything, right? Okay, they will even flee from unprovoked bears right now. These guys just consider everything to be a threat, basically. Why are I'm trying to understand why the deer aren't constantly fleeing from everything then. What's the difference with those guys? Do not know. Oh, yeah, because it's only hunters and guards in these particular states. And then for the moose, it's anybody. So how do we actually handle this? Oh wait, I mean, that's the humans. What about? Okay, it's only in the right. Hunt, stalk, pounce, harvesting, attack. Hey, Nola. Hey, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Yep, I'm gonna keep going. Gotta figure out how we actually want to set these moose up now, because they're pretty unique. They're different from all the other animals that we've done so far, so they need a different way of working here. Yeah, that should work actually. Yeah. Hunt, stalk, pounce, harvesting, attack. I think we can just do, actually I was saying it has to be different. I think we can just do the same thing. Specifically has to be in one of those states. So if it's any kind of predator that is hunting, stalking, pouncing, harvesting, or attacking, then they'll run away from it, or attack it, potentially. Everything else they just ignore. I think that should be good, because right now they're just running away from everything. They're just scared of everything. This, on the other hand, makes them only scared of things that are actually, like, potentially dangerous to them, I guess, or... I mean, well, no, that doesn't make sense. They're always potentially dangerous to them, but they would have to actually be, like, actively hunting them or something, or even just attacking something nearby would scare them off, or... I suppose the thing with that is it, well, I guess if they're provoked, I mean, why not? Yeah, they're gonna retaliate. I think this works, though. Pretty sure this is good. So they'd still flee. Right, they'll still flee from stuff even if they're unprovoked, but they'll only attack if they're provoked. Beautiful. They don't have the ability to attack tents yet. I'm going to make a note about it. So we just need to think about that, like, do we actually want to give the moose the ability to attack tents? Probably we do. Probably we do. But it's not urgent. We can think about it. We gotta figure it out eventually. Alright, so the moose should be a lot more chill now. They're not just gonna flee from, like, a bear just because it happens to be there. They would only flee from the bear if it was actually, like, dangerous to them or something, right? Oh yeah, we even spawn moose on Beginner Island, actually, which is like, on Beginner Island there's not supposed to be any combat. It's supposed to be no danger, pretty much, so we probably don't want moose on Beginner Island, actually, because they could kill you. Okay, good point. Hell yeah. Should have probably run in test mode, but we should still be able to see if there's any moose freaking out. Oh, they look a lot more chill. They're just taking a nap. Yeah, this one's even right next to a bear, and it's not even worried. Wow, did you see how fast it moved to that tree? Holy smokes. They are fast. Moose are fast as fuck, son. We might need to tone that down a little bit. Like, they're just going over to eat from a tree at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. What is their walk speed? Maybe I messed it up. I don't think I did, but... Moose have a... Oh, they have a walk speed of 2. I think I must be doing something wrong inside of state condition. I'm probably setting the movement speed wrong in here. And then run speed on attack. Let's see. Fleeing, birth, attack, fight. Drink from stream. Eating. Ah, yeah, why am I doing run speed for eating? I don't know. Does that mean it was messed up in the deer code? Nope. Nope. My bad. Yeah, so they should just walk around kind of slow, kind of chill. Maybe they should be a little bit faster, because well, let's just have a look and compare them with some of the other animals. Because they have a really high top speed, but then it's just like when they're just chilling, just walking slowly, it's like, what, you know, they'd be pretty chill. Oh, a deer walk speed is 3, actually. So currently a moose walk speed is slower than a deer walk speed. Yeah, I think they should have all the animals basically have a walk speed of 3. Bear actually has a walk speed of 2. Huh. Hmm. Well, yeah. Oh, shit. Okay, deer are actually faster than moose. So, let's have a look. The moose should have a walk speed of 3 for sure. That maybe the calf can have a slightly slower walk speed of 2. Is that okay? Or would it be the same? Okay. Don't want them to get left behind, you know, that's the thing, they kind of need to be the same speed. In fact, that we do have a bit of a problem with the fawns getting separated from the does, and giving them the same walk speed would actually help, wouldn't it? Yeah. But deer are faster than moose. Whereas I've actually got it the other way around. Huh. So a moose is faster than a bear, but a deer is faster than a moose. And we have our deer with a movement speed of, a run speed of 6. Huh. So our bear should really have like a run speed of like 4. And the moose should have a run speed of like 5. Unless we wanted to increase the deer's run speed. But I'm pretty happy with the deer's run speed. How fast are the wolves? The wolves are a run speed of 5, like the same as the foxes. Yeah, so really our bear, I don't know where the hell I got this shit from, but our bears should have like a run speed of like 4. And our moose should have a run speed of 5. But our wolves should actually be faster than the moose. I think we actually need to increase the max speed of a deer to get this all to work. The wolves should be faster than the moose. The moose is 5. Okay, let's go. Let's increase the... Oh, deer run speed's only 6. Wait a second, what? Oh, so that could go to 7. I should make a list. The fastest one is the deer. Then... Okay, oh my god. Okay, in that order, right. So, deer are the fastest. Let's give them a run speed of 7. Then the wolf. Give the wolf a run speed of 6. Fox run speed of 6 as well, I think. Moose run speed of 5 then. That's what we've got, 5. Then a bear run speed of 4. Okay, we're good. Deer 7, wolf 6, fox 6, moose 5, bear 4. Rabbit is like really low, I don't know. Oh, they still have a run speed of 4, same as a bear, Jesus Christ. Rabbits cannot run faster than bears. We might need to reduce the rabbit's run speed. Can't be the same as the bear. It's just that it might look a little bit crazy if the deer are moving this fast. That's the only thing. So we just gotta have a look at like the deer when they start running around the map, doing some migrating, make sure they don't look like they're going too fast. And then we just gotta kind of balance it around that if we can. Hopefully it doesn't look too fast, and then everything's fine. Well, there we go. It looks pretty much fine to me. We are being attacked by a bear. The bears are a lot slower now. That makes quite a big difference. It's probably good. Holy shit. Okay, that seems quite good. Alright, let's push this to the repository. God, I made a lot of changes there. What have I even been doing? Implemented threat map. Updated moose behavior. Changed animal speeds. I'm just wondering about the we still need to save and load moose, don't we? Maybe we should keep the walk speeds the same so they can actually like keep up with each other. I don't know. Makes sense. I mean, if the top speed is above how fast they can walk, obviously they would be able to do that. Alright, that's good. I'm happy with that for now. We'll see how it plays in the next playtest, which is still a ways away. Alright. Okay, pushing this to the repository, and it's time for me to work out. I gotta lift some weights, I gotta stay healthy. Okay. Alright, well, thanks for joining me. I'll be back in 5-10 minutes to lift some weights and get shredded. I'll see you in a little bit.